figure. Updates making fees. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets Corner, so you call her. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Kill you, may also know him as that. Shining with cash on the back end. How it's gonna add up to change it like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a blast man, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. True, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's every call, I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every figure. Updates making fees. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP.
Yeah, it's me. Oh, a minute and 30 seconds.
Wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every figure. Updates making fees. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP. We're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets Corner, so you call her. All the baddies is a lady. Pull up, he's a lady. Kill you, may also know him as that. Shining with cash on the back end. How it's gonna add up to change it like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and I'm still up on the path. Cooking over gas, started the expansion. Looking like a blast man, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. True, cats looking like a little movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. We got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every figure. Updates making fees. Roof raise, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. There's a W in the chat. The Catdets spitting facts. Got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP.
My name is Siong, and I am singing for you now. Oh, shit. Yes, that was Siong singing for everybody in the background.
I mean, pretty sure it's not me.
Who knew that he had both the face and the voice of an angel, folks? Very lucky to have Siong on the call.
No, I'm not at all.
Don't deny it. Don't deny it. I hear you saying ain't no PvP all the time. You're warming on that intro. Folks, hello. Welcome back. Is my echo crazy right now, by the way? Is that right?
I think it's fine.
Okay, cool. I just moved into a new place over in Dubai. As you can tell, my lamp is still on the fucking ground. So it's not, not the best, and it's very loud.
That's what peak performance looks like, Like
if people want to see peak performance, actually, we have a sneak peek for you later on. You better believe that made it into the deck. Hello. Welcome back to the Planetary Call. It's been a minute since we've come back, but we are finally here again with just a corker of a call. People saying, yeah, I am in Dubai. Please do not look for me or dox me or anything like that. Hanko, hello. Pranup, hello. Vicky's in the building. I saw Sax and everybody else is here as well. If you're looking for the YouTube link, you can find that over on YouTube. Just search for Jupiter Exchange. It'll pop right up. Our girl Juju Girl is in the building. AJ's in the building. All right, all the regulars are back in the building, and we got a fun one today. So let's kick it off in a second. But before we do, we have another song, which Siong.
Oh, is it me or like Kash is dropping out?
It's a Wednesday running back.
I think it's
a Wednesday running back. Oh, okay, cool, yeah. Can't be my internet. It is my measly little computer. Actually, I finally have 1 gigabit internet for the first time in my life. So it's the only time that I'm sure I'm not going to rug. Yeah, I will. I am back again. I don't know where you heard me last, but I'm going to tell you right now that Siong is going to sing along to this. I did the backing vocals for the intro song. Siong will do the backing vocals for the official Cadet theme song. Let's go. That was all. God, that gets me so amped up every goddamn time. It is, I think this is now, we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary of the Planetary Call. I think February.
I think getting close. I think we started, February?
Something like that. So, could use some new tracks, some new energy like this. If you have the ability to make little things like this, we could, always have some more music. Our boy, Dr. Pre-Ballin, been heavy on it, but I'm sure he could use the support. JM Hunigal. I don't know what that is. Has it been a year already, Hanko? Yes, it has. You can tell because I'm getting gray hairs. I got gray hairs at the same time the Planetary Call started. Is that a coincidence? I think not.
I mean, I think it's good. You only get gray hair after a year. At least not like the first 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. After the first 2 weeks, my teeth fell out. These are all fake teeth. But now that those have been replaced, I'm a little bit better off. Listen, if you don't already know, my name is Kash. I am officially, for the first time ever on this call, I am now working at the Jupiter Exchange, folks. I am hopefully, I will be a cat of culture someday soon, but I am officially a Jupiter, not really an employee, but I'm a Jupiter guy. Now, my title is cat herder or cool cat. I don't know. What you think of those? What is your official? It's your co-founder. So you have that as your title, right? It's a little bit unfair in that sense. But let me be very clear about this. I have been slandered all over the fucking internet over the last few days. And I'm sorry to swear, but I have to do it. I have been slandered and being called the intern. Let me be very clear. My job title could be many things. It is not intern. So please don't put that shit on me. All right. If you like it, if you like the intern, you hate it, don't put that on me. That's not any me. But this right here is what peak performance looks like. This is the co-founder of Jupiter.
What the fuck?
What is the backstory of this photo, Siong? Can you please tell us?
Oh, hold on. What? Yeah. Okay. The reason I'm like lying on the sofa was because there are a bunch of people behind me. I didn't want to block the screen.
Let me just pause you right there. That's not the way to start this story. I'm lying on the sofa, a bunch of dudes behind me. Okay, go on. Anyway.
So I was just lying there because I didn't want to block anyone. Because there's like this thing, like the screen was in front of everyone. Yeah.
There's some alpha. I'm gonna tell people right now. Thankfully, Meow's handwriting is dog shit, so you can't really understand what it says. But there is some genuine alpha on this board. I was surprised this photo went out.
I mean, one thing that's very cool is that we've been talking about GUM since last breakpoint, 2 breakpoints ago. I think now we finally have something that we can share. Yeah, coming out in Catstanbul. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, Catstanbul. So for the people that have been interested in GUM, I know it was actually one of the major things that brought me into the Jupiter orbit was that specific idea of the giant unifying market.
That was Token 2049. Actually, there's like 6
It was in Dubai. Yeah, it was in Dubai when
we were there. The fucking flood and everything. Yes, now I
remember. Travis never felt so heard with this pic of you, King. I like that as well. So, I mean, we're not going to say too much about the specifics of it, but yes. I guess breaking news from Siong, GUM is alive and well, and it is coming in a big way at Catstanbul. So if that doesn't get you excited, don't worry. I got like 100 other fucking reasons for you to be excited about Catstanbul coming up. In case it's your first time out here, welcome. It's great to have you on the Planetary Call. This whole call is really here designed to bring people up to speed on all the good stuff happening across the entire Jupiverse. The people, the products, the partners, everything that makes Jupiter so great. And what is the Jupiverse, you might ask? Well, it is three things. It is Jupiter, the platform, it is Jup, the token, and it is the J.U.P, which is the community, including the chat. Chat, drop a little W for me if you're feeling juiced up and ready for another planetary call here, because we got a good one today. The agenda is long. I'm going to warn people right now, buckle your fucking seatbelts. We're going to be here for a little while, I think. But we have this week in the Jupiverse a bunch of fun things that have been happening, especially on the community side. Community's been crushing it. Then we're going to do a new section called Bangers Only, the J.U.P edition, where we highlight some of the best content created by cadets around the world. Then we're going to go into the ecosystem of founders, an idea that we've talked about before. We got the homie Baoskee from Daosdotfun in the building. Drop a little JM for Baoskee. He'll come on in about 20, 30 minutes, depending on how much we yap. Then we're going to get product updates from the ape man himself. Mr. JoeDoe is here from Ape Pro. Been crushing it on that front. The product is just, it's too good. If you're not using Ape Pro, you definitely should. He'll tell you why. He'll come on and tell you why. Then I'm going to drop some Catstanbul alpha and tell you specifically what's going to happen. For the first time, we have some specifics for you. We've talked a lot about the high level. Today, we're going to get a little bit into the details, and I'm going to try to convince you that you must come to Catstanbul. That's my end goal. See how successful I am. And then finally, we got a Catdets Corner with the homie, Mr. Bingbongdiddly himself. I can't even fucking say it with a straight face. Mr. Bingbongdiddly. Cass is in the building from the CAWG. We'll hear from him about all the good stuff that's going on. Jupiter Exchange is personally offended that Siong isn't presenting. Let me tell you, I have tried. If you see Siong on Twitter, please respond to everything that she posts and say, come on the planetary call. I have tried so many times. She's a shy girl, shy cat. She doesn't want to be up in public talking to whatever it is. We got 4,000 or 5,000 people on watching this right now. Let's try to get her on. So bully her on Twitter into appearing in public for all of you, if you can do that. Because we do love Siong. She is great. All right. Should we jump into it, Siong? What do you say?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. How it's already the 9th of January? I don't know. Will we be discussing Jupiverse at all? Vivek says in the chat here, probably not too much today. What I'll tell you is this. The Jupiverse, for all the people asking when checker and so on, should be coming next week. That is the current intention. Hopefully before next Wednesday. We're trying hard. There are a bunch of changes being made. I'll tell you right now. So there's changes into the way that the tiers are being designed. There's some changes in terms of the allocation. There's some special bonuses we're cooking up because the bottom line is always the same, right? We want to grow the pie. We want to bring more users into the Jupiverse, hopefully make them stake, participate in governance, and just make everyone feel appreciated. And so we're working really overtime on it. Shout out to May in particular, May Spitfire.
Actually, everyone working on the checker is flying into Singapore tomorrow. Just like
to build it.
Yeah, like everyone's flying from 3 different countries, I think. Yes. Oh no, actually 2 people are here. Then 2 other people is flying from 2 different countries, just so that we can like get it out. Yes. Yeah.
That's intense. That is indeed. It's. Well, I mean, we're expecting millions of hits on the checker, right? So it's like you gotta be prepared. Got to make sure it's ready. So no specific details, but I can tell you it's coming next week. I personally think, I hope everyone understands where we're coming from. As Meow and I have been saying for a long time now, this is not going to be like the first Jupiverse where everyone gets an airdrop and everyone is so happy. There's just lesser Jupe that we're giving out. There's way more users, way more volume, and so on. But my hope is that the real kind of consistent human beings feel appreciated, they feel seen, and they're able to increase their stake and participate in governance. That is the hope here. Just want to set expectations because, I don't want people fucking yelling at me all day when they're like, but I traded $12 of volume. Why do I not get an airdrop? It's not like that this year. All right. So just be prepared. Okay, cool. Let's go. Check into the chat. Chat's feeling good. Let's get going. This week in the Jupiverse. First and foremost, the applications for good cats are now open. In Jupiverse, I guess, Vivek, I am talking a little bit about Jupiverse. In Jupiverse, a small portion of that so let me zoom out for a second. Jupiverse this year is 700 million tokens, which is pretty crazy. 500 million of those tokens are going to go on that same day, probably January 21st, 22nd is what we're thinking. Definitely before Catstanbul. On that day, 500 million tokens are going to get released for people to claim and then eventually stake. There's a further bucket of 200 million. Those 200 million tokens are for carrots. Now, those are largely ways to get people to buy, stake, hold Jupe, use Jupiter Mobile, all those kinds of things. But a small portion of that will be dedicated to the so-called good cats. Siong, how would you define the good cats? What makes a good cat in your mind?
I mean, I would say like those people, like for me, you know, like I spend the most time on the developer channels. So like those people who have been helping other people to build on top of Jupiter, I think they should definitely apply. You know, yeah, I think that's one thing. And people who have been like reproducing all the contents, you know, like sharing it on Twitter, like those people should definitely apply as well. Yeah.
So
what else? Yeah.
Well, listen, the people just in Discord hanging out, being like good mentors, throwing events, bringing more people to the party. They probably get included as well, and maybe a few. Molu asks in the chat, do we know the good cats distribution percentage? We roughly do. It is going to be about 10 million tokens. Now, it might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less, but this is going to be hopefully relatively meaningful for the people that achieve it. There's probably going to be thousands to tens of thousands of applications. If it's anything like last year, had 8,000 applications, if I'm not mistaken. And Jupiter was literally an order of magnitude smaller at the time. So now that everything has grown, we think that those numbers are going to go up as well. So we're going to be pretty strict. You're going to have proof that you've actually contributed. It's not enough to just be like, oh, I was there. You'll have to do some actual stuff here. So that's what you can expect. Roughly 10 million for good cats, about 190 million for carrots, as well as a few different formats. So there you go. Yeah, I saw Jules's message, comment question. Molu just doing the Lord's work. Shout out to Molu. Catdets Corner last time we did this, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's keep going. But so anyway, the reason I even bring this up, if you have contributed in some way, maybe it's small, maybe it's large, to the Jupiter ecosystem, if you've added real value back actively, not just passively, please do apply on goodcats.jupe.ag. Yep. And I'm going to say this. Yes, do POAPs contribute? Yeah, here we go. K-Day asked, do POAPs contribute to good cats if you receive them organically? This is the number one question that I get, aside from my parents asking me when I'm going to have another kid. The first thing that everyone wants to know is, what are we doing with all of these POAPs? Here's what we're going to do. The POAPs were always just meant to be a fun and nice thing for the community. They were never really meant to be anything else. The fact that people started trading them, honestly, me and Uplink, we talked about ending the POAPs because they're like, oh, this is not really what we want. But, you know, let people have fun, whatever, it's fine. If people find value in them, let them do it. More tokens is good. The way the POAPs will factor into good cats is, if you are a good cat and you have some POAPs, and we know the initial buyers, not necessarily just the traders, if you are one of those good cats and you have the POAPs, that's an extra point in your favor. It might give you a little bonus, might consider it in your application. If you just have the POAPs and you've never contributed anything, you will not be receiving any special bonus. You'll still be eligible for the usage part, right? Whether that's a swap user or an expert trader, but not as the good cat. So hopefully that clears that up. Cryptic says, I troll Kash. Does that qualify me as a good cat? Cryptic, you're lucky I don't know how to ban people in the YouTube chat. Otherwise, that would be you, my friend. You are a sweet cat. Juju Girl's got 27 POAPs. I have 0. Or I think I maybe have 1. Which is pretty intense. Okay. Let's see. That's probably good enough. Yeah, POAP is exactly. POAP is a good indicator that you've kind of been around for the journey, been around for a while, and that's why we look at it, not necessarily as an end in of itself, right? Anything else to say on good cats, Siong?
Yeah, I mean, like now I think about it, like people who have been helping other people on the J.U.P channel, like, you know, I'm going to tell them to apply as well. Like,
yeah,
a lot of people have been very helpful, you know, telling people like, you know, what J.U.P is about, like, you know, yeah, especially the J.U.P channel. Like, you know, it's always amazing to see how they're just helping each other.
Yeah, J.U.P does require some explanation at times.
Yes,
and so it's good to have you. Okay. My guy Baoskee asks, is Meow back on a sunbathing sabbatical? Do you know what is Meow doing right now, Siong? Do you know?
I was with him just now. Like now I'm back to my hotel. Like we was.
I thought we were going to say something funny, like he was, you know, getting his nails done or something like that. I mean, no, he's working,
like getting his hair done or whatever somewhere.
All right, that is good cats. The next thing that happened in the Jupiverse, goddamn, 1 million views on the Jupiter YouTube channel in, call it 10 months. Not so bad, my friends. Drop a little W for the Uplink crew. 1 million views on the YouTube channel, just on the YouTube channel. And
That's
by the
pretty
way,
cool.
this is 1 million views, not 1 million impressions. A lot of people are out there being like, oh, I got 1 million views. It's actually just the impressions. People fucking scrolling through don't see anything. No. That's not how we do it. 1 million fucking views. Major shout out to everyone that watches on YouTube, that subscribed to the channel. Big shout out to Clouds, who's been doing awesome work on the short side. Seb Monty back in the day. Pedro, the editor, who's done a ton of stuff there. Everybody else who's what's up. Will Liber Primus, who's now kind of working on the YouTube channel. There's too many people to talk about who contribute to this, but 1 million views in less than a year. Not bad. Are you not enjoying the spend of the DAO budgets, folks? This is like people. I remember when we started doing this, people were like, I don't know if they'll do anything. What you saying now? Where the haters now? I don't hear them. They're quiet over here. Anyway,
I mean, they make noise. We just ban them.
All right, the next one here. Maybe some people have noticed. There is. Drop a little warm JM for the new intern. Maybe they're watching. Maybe they'll feel pleasantly touched that people are saying JM to them in the chat. Many people asking who it is. Is it Loki, formerly now the new CEO? Is it Meow's cousin, Meow's son? Has May been dethroned? Of course not. May is Empress of the Jupiverse. Anything is possible, but we will find out at Catstanbul. I am being told by this slide. So okay, we'll find out at Catstanbul. There we go. Why are people saying JM Cash? I don't think I could have been any clearer when I said I am not the intern, but people don't listen. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn how to fucking ban people. If you spam the same message 4 times, I feel like I don't even want to respond to this, even though it is a good question. That's the problem.
I think it's all right. It's all right. JM is fine. JM is fine.
JM is fine. Yeah, JM you can spam.
JM
But podcast Mike, cut that shit out, dog. All right. Yep. And podcast Mike has been banned. Thankfully, I'm telepathically connected to YouTube, and I'm able to just ban people like that. There we go. Okay, cool. No, we'll never dethrone May. May is too good. All right. Next up in the Jupiverse, I have been spamming these in every goddamn one of my group chats lately. The Jupiverse sticker set is out. People, if you haven't seen these, look at this little cat slap. Somebody pissed you off.
What the fuck? I didn't even know about this. God damn it.
This is why you got to come to the Planetary calls, Siong. This so you can learn. Dude, check these out. How good are these? Where's my favorite one? Is it not on here? The Honey Cat. This is a nice one, I gotta say. The LFG. Oh, we don't have my Fat Cat. My Fat Cat is the favorite.
Go download it down.
Let's see. Oh, that's not the right one. We got a little party cat here. These are great. Big shout out to Ivy, the designer who put these together. She's super talented and just was like a pleasure to work with. If you have any graphic design needs, I definitely recommend her. Maybe we'll turn these into some merch if enough people are excited about it. I don't know. We'll find out.
It's actually pretty cool.
They're good, right? And they have kind of everything you need. There's another good one that's
like Korean style, those like Korean
I wonder, I don't know, maybe Ivy is either Korean or into Korea.
Like South Korean like emoji.
Ah, there it is. Excuse me, too good. Added in my Fat Cat right at the end there. Doing it live, motherfucker. Doing it live, folks. So yeah, you should go get those if you haven't already and just starting to use those. I think that these are super fun. We do want to try and make these into some merch potentially. I know we're working on it. If anyone knows how to make plushies, like please reach out. Wouldn't that be fun? I know, like I know
someone who can do it. We should definitely do it. Yeah.
Ooh. Yes. All right. Siong might be eligible for Good Cats this year as well. If you can pull up the plushie. Wouldn't this be so sick to have a little fat plushy cat? I would love
yes, I think we should definitely do this one. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we can ask Luca as well. I guess I didn't even think about that.
But how do we do the space thing though?
The space helmet is a little bit tougher, I will admit, but without it, it's just a cat. Without it, it's just obesity. So you kind of need that to be like to be Jupiter adjacent, I think here. I don't know. Okay, yeah. If anyone can find it, tiny head, huge body, that would be great. And more serious news: new J.U.P DAO grant. Shout out to the Catalytics folks. Great.
This thing is amazing. This Catalytics thing is amazing.
Tell the people about it, Siong. For people who haven't seen it, what is Catalytics all about? Here, I'll pull up the. Wait, let me pull up the website so you can look at it while you talk about it here. Yeah. So we have a bunch of like little dashboards, basically, right? Oh, look at this. What? This is detailed shit.
It's actually very interesting.
Yeah, so you can see the top 1% of stakers. If you have more than 14,000 J.U.P stake, you're in the top 1%. So just a bunch of fun ways to like understand the Jupiverse here. There are 27 whales with more than 1 million staked. That's also very interesting to see. Shout out to the whales. If you are a whale with more than 1 million staked, please DM me. I would love to talk to you and just just say thank you and get to know where your head's at and what you want to see happen in the Jupiverse. And if, by the way, if you're a shark, a dolphin, a fish, a crab, or a shrimp, also reach out. I would love to know what you think and how it can affect the Jupiverse. We're kind of here for everybody, you know. Let's see. Oh, they have an airdrop checker thing here as well. Tons of cool stuff. Konstantinos and Fiji have been cooking. Scarlett is right as usual. Big shout out to both of them and the CWG for making this grant as well. And just as a reminder, you can just do stuff. Folks, go apply for grants. We have them on Super Team Earn. I think we've done more than 150K or 200K in the last few months since these grant programs went live. So the money is there, folks. If you have ideas, you should go apply and do stuff. Don't be scared. You can make it happen. Please follow Catalytics. It's very underrated. Yeah, people should go follow that out as well. And then speaking of good things happening from the work group side, there's a new event series, Cadets W, presented by the CWG. They're going to be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. You do all sorts of stuff. Sometimes it might be a little meditation. It might be a little bit of a workout. You want to get beefy. You want to get strong. This is the place to go with some people that are lovely. Mr. Bingbongdiddly. I'm never going to call you Cass, dude. I'm only going to call you Mr. Bingbongdiddly from now on. Mr. Bingbongdiddly himself, I saw was at the last one, has been helpful in putting this all together. Shout out to the Catdets working group. Let's get going. And then we have one last one. We're already late, so I think we might actually skip the song. But let's see. But people can go check this out on the Jupiter Twitter or on Dr. Preballen's Twitter. He came back with another just banger, another heater. And if you go and you tag him on X and tell him that you're a member of the Jupiter universe, if you are a cadet, if it's in your bio, he'll include you in the next song, which is pretty cool because those songs are fucking awesome. People should definitely check that out. So shout out to Dr. Preballen. That is a W for right now. That's for sure. Play it. Should we play it? We're going to be so late.
Let's play it.
Play it. Fuck it. We'll play it. Here we go. Let's run it. If you see yourself or you see any Easter eggs during it, drop it into the chat. Let people know so everyone can see all the. I mean, already I see some Easter eggs of some very famous cadets over here.
Try to follow along and I'll tell you how it's growing pies. Almost like it's got a seed in it. That's a phrase I'll die by if it comes to it. But for now I'm sitting tight, ready for the Jupiverse. It's time to show them real hype. Why did they think that we weren't gonna do it? Why did they think that we don't got the movement? I feel like we've been the center of the users. Majority was going to them. That's a blessing for the true ones. Yeah, the Jupiverse lit. That's a carrot with no stick. Nobody leading you around like you trying to get tricked or a treat just for doing something you should know legit. That the heat of the music is from cats all getting lit. Nobody ever seen anything like it. I might just pull up in a spaceship flying right around all the haters while I'm rocking out a GoPro. Wrote more balls so they understand we gon' go step by step till we filling out the process. Talk that shit, but we can wake them up and talk back. All that misinfo you throwing, you better stop that. If you are a good cat, you might get some tall rag. If you are a civil, might not even get a little. Tearing out the middle, so the killer used to kill it. Jupiter been filling orders ever since the last cycle. Jupiter superheroes in the future like with Pathfinder. Holding us to halftime stickers using cast iron. Last time I pulled some was just to give my dad some. Users to the stakers, to the true ones in community. I do not exchange you for some stupid shit or jewelry. Jupiter's the real Jew you see. Governance is choosing me. You and me should use it. I'm a student of the tools I need. Turn the universe into the Jupiverse and choose a seat. I'm just trying to be here for some Jupiware unity. Oh shit! That kind of goes crazy. All right.
Oh, you're muted. Cash, you're muted. Oh, is it me or? Yeah, you're muted.
No one hear me saying goddamn, goddamn? You could probably read my lips. I was just saying goddamn, goddamn. I was saying, let me do it again then. Goddamn. Preballen, you didn't have to do them like that. For anyone that doesn't know, he doesn't just write, he doesn't just rap, he also makes those videos end to end from idea to execution, the editing, everything. The guy is unbelievably talented. Big shout out to Preballen. When is Cash gonna dance? I'll dance at your wedding, Yushan. If you invite me to your wedding, I will dance over there. Other than that, I will never dance. That is facts. I heard Cash's lips and he said, I can't wait to dance to this. Okay, I see people say that I'm swearing too much. I will try to dial it back. I've been away for a little bit. I have the what's it called? The regulator is kind of off. Just for you, 1981 Moshu. If your kid's around, I will chill it out. That's a fact. All right. Anyway, but I gotta swear a little bit after I see that. What else am I gonna do? There's no other option.
The kids are around.
All right. Let's do. If you invite me to your wedding, I will come. People, I love weddings. I'm a big job. Oh, thank you, Crypto Evan. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. All right, let's get into the next section here. This is a new section called Bangers Only. And in Bangers Only, what we try to do is take a look at some of the best content from around the Jupiverse for two reasons. One, because there's so many people doing good stuff. And two, it's useful for people who are newer to the community to know what good looks like, to know, if you do stuff like this, you're going to get rewarded, you're going to get appreciated, you're going to get shown up in public. So let's start off here with somebody that we all know and love. There he is. I'm excited for this part. Loki says, right as his tweet comes up on the screen, everything you need to know about Jupiwary from Loki over here. Yeah, so no English, no Spanish. I'm not playing that game on this call. I got too many thousands of people watching. For anyone that has not seen this already, look at this. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know how much money he's making off this, but it's probably not a little bit. Let this be a lesson to all of you that if you want to kind of grow your personal brand and help out the greater community, writing about Jupiter is a great way to do it. Loki has, now he's got 6.7K. I think it was probably closer to 6 before this thread, maybe a little bit less. Still did numbers. But so we talked all about Jupiwary and some things that you need to know. 500, 700, 500, 200, as we talked about. It's going to happen before Catstanbul, as I said, probably 21st, 22nd. Probably. Maybe that changes a little bit. Don't hold us to that. But that's, just trying to help people understand what's going on. Airdrop checker, again, going to be next week. See, and Loki also knows his facts. That's what we like here. He pays attention. He does the research. He's not just spewing some other nonsense that I see people spewing sometimes. Like, Jupiter's launching on Telegram. We're not launching on Telegram, folks. I wish people would stop saying that. Nothing but love for Telegram, but come on. Anyway.
So many people reach out to me to ask me when Jupiter will be live on Telegram. It's like, okay.
I want to say I knew that would happen, and I did warn about that exact possibility. I was like, if we say that anyway, that's a whole separate thing.
People just read the headline, they don't really read the content.
Yeah, they don't even read the headline. They just look at the photo of the two logos together, and they're like, "Oh, it must be." So it's like, well, what are you gonna do? Anyway, snapshot date, as Loki points out, was November 2nd. Really going to be looking to get rid of Sybils. For anyone who doesn't know, we use that term a lot in crypto. How would you define a Sybil, Siong?
I mean, basically, same person but using multiple address, try to farm something. So that's one thing that we try to prevent. It's quite common to use different addresses on Solana. But the thing is but it's worse when you're trying to use you run a bunch of machines, just do it across maybe 1 million, 2 million addresses. I think that would be bad. Yeah.
Correct. So if you're a natural person and you just happen to have multiple wallets, I use multiple wallets for different purposes.
I think it's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. So that is true. These numbers are going to change I think Loki actually cut out the part where he said it's going to change on the bottom, but it is going to change. Umut BTC is asking, he's asking this everywhere. We need to clarify the food situation. Yes, we will provide food at Catstanbul. Don't worry. Your blood sugar will be taken care of. Don't worry about that, brother. We want people to be comfortable. Anyway, good cat application. We already talked about a little bit. The selling disqualify from future airdrops. That's an interesting one. Staking has always been the alpha. I would say that it's worth staking. But what else do we have here? 2% of the supply goes to the team. Oh yeah. Will the team get any? Are you getting any Jupiwaries, yeah?
I actually haven't checked yet.
When do you get your first Jupe now? I'm losing track of it. Is it 2027?
I think a year from now, maybe. At least a year from now. At least more than
at least 2026, I think. Yeah, but it might be 2027. I'm not sure. Yeah, so Meow and Siong, the two, there's multiple co-founders, but they're the two most kind of public co-founders, are not taking any tokens whatsoever. Despite my advice, for what it is worth, I've told them both, bro, just take some tokens. You've earned them. They've been working on this thing for 5 years, but they're not taking any tokens in order to create more certainty for everyone out there, make sure that everyone understands the community.
We are committed for sure.
They're all in. They're full ass. Ain't no half ass. Ain't no PvP, ain't no half-assing either. All right, then the token burn, cool. Yeah, so the thread is great. Go check it out if you haven't already seen it. You'll get a lot more understanding of what's going on in Jupiverse. I think that is a nice one. Can we drop a little W for Loki in the chat? Because I know he's here as well, and he's been doing great stuff. Let's go to the next one here. Molu, also a legend of the chat here, did a little ELI 5 about Jupe Soul. Do you want to talk about Jupe Soul a little bit, Siong?
Yes. So basically, Jupe Soul is this thing that on Solana. I mean, one cool thing about Solana is that actually not just cool thing on Solana. I think most staking-based chain allow this thing to happen. Basically, you can stake your soul to secure the network, obviously, but at the same time, whatever you stake become a liquid form of token that you can always trade on, like on Jupiter, for example. But the one cool thing about Jupe Soul is that we do a lot of things to make the yield a lot better. So other than like Zito Soul that you're getting from, the extra yield from Zito validator. So it's very similar to Zito Soul. You get the Zito reward. Jupe Soul also get the Zito reward as well. Then we also make sure that we don't share. The priority fees that we're getting from the validator most of them go to the Jupe Soul staker as well.
Pretty good. If you want a little bit more detail, jump into Molu's thread. He actually did some clips because he is the Clip King Molu. Maybe you should think about retitling yourself over here on Twitter, my guy. But yeah, this is, I think, I can say it now. Now that it's one thing that's cool is now that I work at Jupiter, I can actually just be like honest about my Jupiter shit. At Super Team, I have a lot of friends across the ecosystem. I wanted to be a neutral party. Basically, all of my soul is Jupe Soul. Like, at least 90% of it is Jupe Soul.
I was just helping someone today who are from the, maybe I shouldn't share too much. Someone who's very close to the, foundation, like asking me like, things about Jupe Soul. So I was like, okay.
I want to know who that is afterwards. Someone who's very close to the foundation. Where can we put our Jupe Soul to work? Asked Diego. Yeah, I think that Camino Multiply just had some weird stuff happen to it. I haven't actually followed it deeply. Shout out to the Camino boys. I do like the Camino boys. But I think that they've changed the borrow rates or the utilization on Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Do you know what's happened?
Cap on Soul. Like, I think before that was like, there's only like up to certain cap that can be deposited on Camino. I think it's a good thing in general, like that means that more Soul can be like used for like, lending, borrowing. Yeah.
There's something
gone down a little bit just because of that. But I think in the end of the day, I don't believe in any artificial capping. You always hurt the ecosystem. I think anything that's uncapped always help. Yeah.
So now it's the free market is on Camino now.
Yes,
I also just realized I was sharing Molu's thread this whole time on the wrong tab, and you guys couldn't see it. So that's my fault. Sorry, Molu. Go follow Molu and go read it yourself. It is very good to see. Let's keep going over here. Jupiter is home from my JoeDoe, and this time I will remember to open it up in the right tab. Hopefully, let's take a look at this one. Boop. Look at this. Free Ball's got some competition. Not the only one that's making music. This one has got more of the old school AI, the Gen AI. What's it called? Do you know what I'm talking about? The one from like 3 years ago, before like Midjourney and stuff came out.
I'm pretty sure there's like a term for this kind of like art or whatever they call it. Like, abstractism or whatever like fuck it is. Sorry.
Can somebody please tell me in the chat what it is called? This is going to bother me all night. There's a name for the model that used to do this. It's like Dreamweaver or something. No, Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
It is. Anyway, pretty sick. Shout out to the intern. Nice comment to the intern. Jupe is home in every language. Love it. Jupiter is fully global. Let's see, actually, right now, where are people calling in from? We used to ask.
Yeah, just like say where you're from, like the country you're from. Yeah, that'll be cool.
What country are you from? Say it. Let us know in the chat while this plays in the background here. We'll see. We got Germany first, Florida, USA.
Florida is not a country. Yo, come on.
Holland, Brazil. I see the Philippines, Greece, Russia, Nigeria, Peru, Juiceville, Jupe and Juice, Russia, USA, Finland, Spain, Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's like every fucking the Netherlands, the UK,
Brazil,
Tunisia.
Mexico, wow.
Mexico. I mean, this is Italy, Shenzhen in China, I assume.
Nice.
Romania's in the
Shenzhen is also
building.
not a country.
Portugal, the Ukraine. Shout out
North
to
Korea,
Korea.
I like it. North Korea.
I think Jupiter's about to get hacked if North Korea is calling it. So Hungary is in the building.
I'm
Greenland,
pretty sure
USA.
that guy is not calling it from Antarctica. No fucking way.
I would have to guess that he is trolling. That would be my guess. Although, in fairness, Dan Albert, executive director at the foundation, was in Antarctica, but he got the call to join Solana. Anyway, great work to JoeDoe. Appreciate you putting that together. And then maybe we have time for one or two more. Let's go quickly through how to use Jupiter DCA. This one's over from Reddit. Shout out to Opax and the rest of the Reddit gang here. If people don't know, there is a Jupiter subreddit that has just really stellar content. Maybe Twitter's not your thing. Probably shouldn't be. Twitter is bad for your brain. But Reddit, maybe slightly less bad for your brain, I would say. And just has a nice step-by-step guide on how to use dollar cost averaging. Siong, you want to explain dollar cost averaging real quick? You don't have to read all this, but just at a high level what it's all about.
Oh, you mean me? Oh, sorry. I was reading the countries where everyone's from. These guys from Melbourne, it's pretty late up there. It's probably 3 in the morning or 4 in the morning or something like that. Anyway, DCA is basically for you to buy, a fixed amount of any token that you want over a fixed interval. You can say you want to buy let's say $100. I mean, one SOL every day, things like that. $100 USDC of SOL every day, every hour. I think up to every minute or something like that. I don't remember what's the last thing that we set on the UI. Yeah, basically that's the idea. I mean, the reason you want to do that is to make sure that, let's say you're buying a huge amount, you want the market to, you don't want to make the impact too much on the market. So you will do it over a fixed period of time. That usually help you to secure better pricing if you want to be, you want to buy a big amount. And also good for selling as well. You don't want to dump the market too much. Then you basically want to sell it over a period of time. Yep.
I think people should check it out for sure. There's also VA value average, which is slightly different. We won't talk about that today, but this is just a really thoughtful little message put out here by, let me pull out the name again so I don't mispronounce it again. And I think that's very cool and worth shouting out. Olasil. Hopefully I got that right. Olasil, if you're in the chat, please forgive me for fucking up your name. But DCA, so listen, if you want to contribute back to the ecosystem and you're like, hey, I'm not a dev, I don't really know exactly what to do, stuff like this is immensely valuable. As popular as Jupiter is, and it is pretty popular, there are still, 99.9% of the people on the planet don't know about Jupiter. And so there's a lot of work to be done in spreading that message and making sure more people know. So go out, write little guides on different parts of the product, make fun little videos that you can share on Twitter and elsewhere, explain things like J.U.P Soul, recap news, because not everyone is watching the planetary calls, which pisses me off a little bit. I think everyone should be watching the planetary calls, but outside of that, these are all ways to give back, to contribute to the ecosystem. And so shout out to everybody doing that.
Sorry. I was just thinking about DCA. It's actually particularly cool because one of those things that everywhere I go to, people talk to me about. It's I've been using DCA for doing this and that. And I think yesterday or 2 days ago, someone from the Optimism Foundation was asking is anyone building this Jupiter DCA on Ethereum base or anything like that? I was wow, that's actually pretty cool.
It's pretty good. Yeah. People, hey, the highest form of flattery is imitation, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So I think that's pretty good. And also, Polu, I saw your comments, brother. Don't worry, I would never ignore anybody on the planetary call chat. I would rather die. Can we require the community to watch the planetary call? If you take your friends, you tie them down, you open their eyes and force them to watch like it's a Clockwork Orange, and then take a
watch party everywhere around the world at the same time.
Yeah, if you do that, that's good cat behavior right there, my friend. I think that's very good. Okay, cool. Game Z, thanks for coming out. First time viewer, always a pleasure. Okay, let's see. Minted saying about Ape. We'll put that away pretty soon. Stop the cap. Let's okay. With all this said, let's go down. Let me give one last thanks to the Cadets working group who helped put these together, as well as the intern who solicited some tweets from around the world. Okay. With that said, let's get into our next guest, who is back just in time. Let me just say a quick shout out to Suzu. and that's a very interior reference. But what we're going to do up now is bring up Baoskee, the founder of Daosdotfun, one of the hottest projects on Solana right now, the VC killer. The guy has just been absolutely crushing. Drop a little JM in the chat for Baoskee. Make him feel welcome. Baoskee, how you doing?
I'm good, GM, everyone. Thanks for having me on.
Absolute pleasure, Baoskee. Is this your first planetary call? And please do be honest.
Yes, it is.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear. What do you think? Any thoughts, feelings, things we can improve?
Not really. I think I didn't know it would last longer. So also don't have it at 7 a.m. PST dev time. I think that would be the
That is good
biggest.
feedback.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you, Baoskee, for waking up. The chat is very happy to have you here. For anyone who does not know, can you tell them a little bit about what Daos.Fun is and how it works?
Yes, Daosdotfun is basically a launchpad for new DAOs that follow a certain structure that we call investment DAOs. So investment DAOs are DAOs that invest on behalf of your users. Okay, it looks a bit slow there. Um, but yeah, so basically you would give your money to a DAO manager, and a DAO manager would invest on behalf of you. A DAO manager can be an AI agent or a human. Yeah, I think you might have to use the VPN there, Song, because it depends. But I think IPFS is blocked in certain jurisdictions.
I'm in Dubai sharing my screen, so it's possible that it's blocked over
Oh
here.
gosh, right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you might have to use a VPN, and then we'll look into that. Yeah, I think you have to use a VPN.
Yeah, it seems like some things are getting blocked here. Well, people should go check it out. The site just got a little bit of a refresh, if I'm not mistaken, Baoskee. And it's looking pretty nice. So maybe we can talk as an example case about AI16Z.
Yeah, of course. It's the biggest one.
So please tell us, tell people what is the backstory, what is the lore, how does it work?
Yeah, so AI16Z was started because one of our DAO managers who started the first DAO in Daosdotfun, Skelly started George Floyd Capital, and Skelly was like, hey guys, check out this new app, Daosdotfun. And Shaw was one of his friends and was part of the George Floyd Capital. And so Shaw also launched DJ and Spartan at the same time. And Skelly was like, hey Shaw, you should launch a DAO and you should meet Bao because he lives in San Francisco. And so it turns out that Shaw lives like 2 blocks away from me. Like
What?
yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's like 5 minute walk. It's literally right next to my co-work place. So we just went for lunch, and we just talked about his life. He was a dev. He worked on AI agents a lot. He knows the Goat people, and Goat was sort of like it was like the peak all time high for Goat, right?
Hmm.
It was like peak sort of Goat hype. And he's like, "This is so fucking stupid. Like, this isn't a real AI agent even." So I'm like, you should start something that is actually a real AI agent. So we just joke around, but he came up with like like an investment DAO that's run by AI agents, and he's like or A16Z ran by AI. I'm just like, just call it AI16Z, and then we laughed for like 5 minutes straight. Um,
I like that you're like what Sean Parker is to Facebook, you are to AI16Z then, huh?
yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
That's true.
It was obvious when he said it. So it could have been anybody, not just me. But yeah, it was. And then we just started like 30 minutes later. He's very like oh, I gotta do this now. I gotta do this now. So like he just moves very fast. And you can see that from how fast it grew. So basically, we were on the on a Telegram chat, just brainstorming images, and then we got to like this hilarious picture, and like that's it. Um, and yeah, I just launched it, and it was 420.69 soul raised. We raised in 20 minutes, I think. 10, 20 minutes. But it was like early days of the platform. No one really cared. It was super organic. Um, but it was hilarious. And then our volume probably times 10 that day. And it just kept going up. Um,
Nice.
and then when P Market tweeted, it was just completely broke the website. So that was 2 days later.
From that.
Yeah.
That's day one. So I see some people asking in the chat, kind of like, how does this work on the back end with these agents? There's a lot of, there's no other way to call it, but bullshit out there. So like when these agents are making picks, like how, can you describe a little bit on the technical side of how that actually functions?
Yeah, I mean, we have a smart wallet. The agents control the smart wallet, so you can actually delegate to an AI agent, and to manage your money. Um, we're gonna build more infrastructure for agents, but for now, it's like you can delegate up to 3 agents or people, to manage the funds. Um, so it's just a smart wallet. It just executes. You don't need the private key of the admin to execute transactions on behalf of the
Hmm.
DAO. So you just give your delegate keys to these agents, and they can make trades for you.
Super cool. And of course, you guys just integrated Jupiter as well. That's why you're kind of part of this whole ecosystem here. I know you and Siong and the team worked on this, so I'll let Siong kind of take the lead on this part of the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I think we. I remember the PR is being merged today. I mean, the PR has been merged a long time ago. I think it will be going live like tomorrow, maybe later today. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, yeah, Sung just told us what we needed to change.
Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, it was helpful. For context, I this was my when I launched Daosdotfun, it was my first month on Solana. So like,
I mean, it's,
What?
it's great. It's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was my first
Jesus,
month
talk
on
about starting with a bang, dude. That's very impressive.
Solana.
Can you
But
speak to a little bit of what the Jupiter integration is all about?
yeah, so Jupiter integration, Jupiter integrated our pools. So basically, the pools is how we stay alive. Because we're not like, we don't make money during the fundraise, so you get all the tokens. We don't take a cut any of it.
Very cool.
um, we make money by being the first pool for the DAO and having a transaction fee on it. And half of it goes to creators, so half of it goes to the manager, and then half of it goes to us. And then actually, if you look at a total fee structure, is 1.5%. 1/3 goes to stakers, 1/3 goes to us, and 1/3 goes to the manager. Um, so that's the whole total fee structure. But yeah, the pools were just not optimized for compute, so it was a bit. It was just better to do it certain ways, and then Song just helped me with that, and we got it working. So
Very cool. I love the alignment in that kind of fee structure as well. Kind of bringing the community together along with the creatives.
Oh,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Sam.
yeah, totally.
how do you
It's like
click on
totally
this?
not greedy, right?
How do you
Because
click
it's
on
like,
Daosdotfun?
sorry, what's up?
You say like the staker can stake as well to get part of the fees. How do they stake?
Oh, they stake in the pool, right? They're providing liquidity in the pool.
Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, I see it right now. Yes. Hmm.
Yeah. um,
So I'm learning a bunch during this
I mean,
planetary
this
call.
is this is the new UI, right? Like I remember, it looks very different.
It
Like
just changed, yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it just
Like
changed. We just changed it yesterday.
I see. Yeah, the managed. I mean, the managed thing. I don't remember seeing it now. It's like all the way at the top right now. Yeah, I can see it
Right,
now.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a big change in back. So now people can stake and earn fees alongside with us and creators.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
Mhm.
because I don't remember that. Like yeah, nice, nice, nice.
Hmm. There's a, I guess, like the obvious question in my mind. A lot of these communities are, or normal communities, I should say. are led by people who are, people kind of like get attached to for whatever reason. Interestingly, it seems like there are some communities forming pretty organically around some of the Daos.Fun agents that have been created. Can you speak to anything you're seeing on the kind of community formation side for these individual funds?
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. I mean, I think it goes both ways. Like AI 16Z community is super helpful for us, but we also whenever a DAO gets listed in DAOs.fun, there's also a DAOs fun effect where they get a big community that helps support them, or at least try to get in the whitelist. Um, yeah. But yeah, there's a pretty organic. We've never paid any marketing, any KOL. We had like 45K Twitter followers. So all organic, word of mouth, and yeah, the community is pretty strong. People, you can see in their bios and their avatars, they have like DAOs on their avatars, or
You can see it in
just
the
like
chat right now, actually. People are shilling various funds on Daos.Fun.
right. I see
So like,
Dow Jones CEO here.
yeah, exactly. Dashot CEOs here and a few others. Obviously not investment advice. You should look into it before you buy US tokens, but it is very cool to see these out here. I guess the last question, or one of the last questions here, what are you guys thinking about next? So like, where does Daos.Fun go from here?
Well, we wanted to work on governance, so basically electing the board, that could replace the chief investment officer right now, and that runs that agent. So like, it'll be fun to have that type of governance, because these funds are getting hefty, right? Yeah, 60Z is managing 36 billion.
Wait,
So yeah,
36 billion?
million.
Oh, there's okay, yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I
No, no,
mean, the
that's
token itself is worth I
2
think it
billion.
was yeah, it's worth
Yeah,
2 billion or something, right?
yeah. Yeah, so the treasuries of these DAOs are getting big, and we want existing DAOs to fundraise, be able to fundraise more money. So we just want to make sure that there's some governance involved, because it is a bit hefty amount of money. So that's the next big priority.
Next big step. I'm very excited to see it. I think certainly from my perspective, Daos.Fun is like one of the more interesting projects on Solana right now. I think riding the kind of like AI wave, but in ways that are actually interesting and creating new values. And it's not just like a chat bot. It's not just like ChatGPT has a Twitter and some guy behind the scenes doing all the work. I think it's very cool what's going on over here. Siong, any final questions from your end?
No. I think it's yeah. I'm looking at the website right now. It's actually like the new website looks a lot better.
Thanks.
That's a little bit of like what do they call that? It's like a backhanded compliment.
No, I'll take it. It's a good compliment.
I mean,
Baoskee, for people that are excited after hearing about it, and there are a bunch of people in the chat who are pretty excited and kind of new to Daos.Fun, what's the best next step for them to get more involved?
The best next step, I guess, to use the app, follow on Twitter, try to get engaged with one of the DAOs, and find a DAO you like, and just try a little bit, participate in the DAO, participate in giving the fund manager advice, or yeah, or get into a whitelist. But I would just recommend buying a DAO, because that's what the whole purpose is. Not many people have time to trade, but they can give someone else money to trade for them.
And in many cases, it'd be better than them trading themselves, quite honestly.
Exactly.
Baoskee, thank you so much for coming out. Daos.Fun is fucking awesome. Love the fact that it's fully integrated into Jupiter now, and people can route into those pools very easily from Jup.ag or anywhere else that you can use Jupiter.
Great. I
thank you
love
for coming, guys.
Thank you guys for having me. Gmail, and peace out.
Peace, brother. Daos.Fun is so cool. I think it's pretty great.
I mean, it's amazing.
Well,
like the
yeah,
way they do it. It's like, I was just telling people like, yo, AI 16Z was the token to buy. Wow, I think Nick's another co-worker from the team, just telling me that like he made like 100x on AI 16Z, but he only bought like 10 bucks of it.
Oh. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. But by the way, for the record, I also now work at Jupiter. Feel free to share alpha with me on things that are interesting and cool. We host this call for tens of thousands of people, and then you pretend like I never exist when it comes to investment advice. It's very painful. Anyway, all right. Speaking of super cool projects, let's go into the product update section of the call here, where we get some transparency. We get a little peek behind the curtain on what people within the Jupiter team are building. And first up, we're gonna have the homie come up right now, Mr. JoeDoe, the head chef over at Ape, master of meme coins and many other things. JoeDoe, how you feeling?
Yo, what's up?
Drop a little JM in the chat for Joe coming back to the call. I think this is your second time.
Maybe third.
Maybe third. He's a
Could be
regular.
third.
He's look at him flexing on us real quick like that. Joe, you and the team have been busy cooking over at Ape. Please, for people who have not been up to date, you should go follow Ape Pro on Twitter, by the way, because they are shipping like crazy. What is the latest over on Ape?
Should I share a screen? I don't know. Does it make
Yeah,
sense?
go for it, buddy. Go for it. I was going to share my screen, but then you would see how much money I've lost on Ape. Actually, that's come up on Ape. Come up on Ape, yeah. There we go. Cool. So here we have the Ape Pro interface.
Yep. Did quite a lot of things. So I'll just like share a bit on like what we've been up to.
Please.
Yeah, I think since the last time we came on, we introduced a bunch of stuff. So you might notice this page is pretty different from the last time that we came on. We've now changed. Previously, it was just new tokens. We changed it to Explore, and we introduced this thing called like Ape indexes. So we would start curating indexes for you to look at like a specific like category. And now obviously like the AI category is pretty hot. We've done like some kind of curation. We look through like, oh, these are the AI tokens people are like aping into now. You get here, you basically have a like real-time list, a feed of all them. How are they even like performing within within this category? So like so within the AI index, if you want to see like, oh, hey, within the last 1 hour, what are the best performing tokens in terms of price, you'll see it like this, right? You want to say like, oh, what's the top traded within the last 1 hour, you see it like this, right? And then we still do it in a way that's like super easy for you to like just ape into it. So it's like, okay, you slice and dice, you want to do something like add filter. I want it to be like I don't know, like max of 500 to 123, like max 500 mil market cap. You start looking, okay, these are the things that fit into what I want. YOLO, right? Start aping again, right? So it's like we make all these like super easy. So you want to get into like AI tokens. This is the category.
Is it
So
possible to buy the index? Like, can you just like set the filter and then buy all of them yet? Or is that on the roadmap?
Not at the moment. If enough people add us, we might think about it. Because
give the index is the tweet until he puts it up there.
It's pretty because if we do it, it's like we have to think like how to manage it. How do you manage? How do you like
rebalance and stuff?
In and out of the weightage gets a little more complicated. I think for starters, we'll do like the curation and the data play for you. Make it like super easy for you to like check out like, hey, am I missing any? Are there any that like, oh, they are like super hot within the last couple of hours, but I'm like totally missing out on this. Never heard of it before. Yeah, we just kind of make it a little bit easier. So that's like one index.
The S&P 50 is actually very cool.
So there's like
and pump.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Kash. It's like inspired by obviously like S&P 500. We came up with something called like S&P 50, which is just like surviving and pump launch tokens. So it's like you go into this, you'll see all these like, oh, these are obviously like graduated pump tokens. You can see how they are performing now, right? So Peanut used to be the number one for like quite a bit. Turns out the AIX pump coins are taking over. So that's like hot coins now number one.
Hot air rises.
Hot air rises. And I think there's a pretty like sweet way of like just slicing and dicing. You can see like, okay, within this basket again, which ones are being like top traded. We're gonna do a bunch of like cooler things soon. We want to do stuff like show you like, okay, so sometimes you know tokens get like washed, right? You see like, okay, this token is highly traded, but the question is like what's the actual like net direction, net buy, net sell, right? So we're gonna adjust these numbers a bit, try to do it in like SOL terms. So it's like you kind of get a proxy of what's the direction of the net interest. Are people like within the last hour like net more interested in this token or less, right? We'll start do stuff like that. Yeah. So first two indexes. If new categories get hot, DeFi, whatever. I think now they're talking about like DeFi, like DEFAI, right? Decentralized finance with AI. So the category gets hot, boom, you see another index. Yeah, we'll start doing the creation work, right?
Super cool. I am too old for this planet now. But yeah, I think this is great because I think for so many people, the discovery part is like the hardest. I'm like, okay, I'm not on crypto Twitter all day long. I have an actual job and a life, and I'm a real human being. And so I think that like Ape just making it way easier to find great things. There was somebody on the chat who just said they use Ape more than they use Spot now because they just like love being able to find great tokens with it. Pretty great.
Appreciate it, sirs.
It's very cool. How about can we look at the holders tab? Maybe talk a little bit about some of the bundling that we can track now.
Yeah, we just introduced new holders like a couple of I think it's like 2 weeks ago or something. We had to like rather than like do like a cheap way of like just taking like a third party solution, which typically is so typically you'll see people give you like top 20 holders. That's like easy to do. We went to do index like up to like the top. I think we gave you like up to the top 100. You can go and click into their addresses. You can see what they're up to. We'll still introduce filters. Bubble maps should be coming end of this. Okay, maybe next week. Yeah, sometime next week. I realize this week is ending like soon. So yeah, probably like maybe next week. Bubble maps. We'll start to try to do like more intuitive stuff as well, because honestly this is like a load, right? So okay, let's say you see this token is popular, you see like 31.3k holders. What does that mean, right? You see like a bunch of addresses, each guy owns how many percent. It's like I think there are more insights to be had. So we can do stuff like telling you of these guys how many are like smart traders, right? And then we can set some heuristic like, oh, smart traders must have at least 100k PNL, positive PNL. Yeah, so you can like start getting like more and more a better sense of like the people holding this token. Yeah, so some proxy of like smart money kind of stuff. We are also probably gonna add at some point like you can see, oh, because right now it's a bit raw. You can see like, oh, this address holds 5.89%, but actually maybe this guy initially has like 5x this amount, and he actually sold like already like shit ton. But yeah, all these are like just not displayed. We will try to find ways to like put this more prominently so that like you can make an educated guess on the holder distribution.
Can you go to the Hunt Gems and let's take a look? I wanted to see what this looks like for something that's like freshly graduated and see if there's any kind of insights. Because a bunch of people are asking like, okay, can you see how many people have rugged? You can see the number of dev mints now. So you can see how common, like, are they launching lots of tokens? Are they kind of serial or not? You want to just click on a random one and see what it looks like?
Yeah, of course we
one that's safe for work, ideally.
Okay. AI one.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's one.
The first token.
The dev sold already.
The first token.
What a surprise! Oh, guys cooking, man.
205.
Yeah,
that is crazy. High fives. That guy's getting busy on it, I suppose, which is pretty sick here. There's so many other like cool features throughout this. We could just look at this for probably like a full hour. Definitely encourage people to go try out the product. I think that's the easiest way to get addicted to it. That's what I did. And if you want to know what the whales are doing and what some of the smart people are doing, I think there's a leaderboard function as well. People can go check that out.
Yeah.
Search in the web for similar images.
Yeah, this is a new feature. So basically, you can click now any token logo. and we'll search the web. So it's like you want to find out like how original is this meme? Is like this thing like some fresh shit, or is it like some like copy pasta shit? Okay, so like you see there's this like obviously this is a pasta of chill guy. You click it. So we'll scan like we'll use Google Lens, and you'll see like, oh dude, obviously this guy is not the guy. This is not some original meme. You'll start finding out like, oh, what's chill guy, and this is all just from like clicking just the token logo, right? Yeah. We didn't have to like link it to like chill guy or anything, but once you search it's a Google search, and obviously, yeah, they have image recognition and stuff. Yeah,
Pretty
so
sick.
that's a new feature.
Do you dare show us your P&L, JoeDoe?
This one is like this is like my test account. It's like
Yeah. My girlfriend, she goes to a different school. You wouldn't know her. She's at a different school. Yeah.
yeah. It's like it's up
Hey,
101%.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad myself. Oh yeah, we people are like, hey, save me the embarrassment. I don't want to see my shitters. So it's like we added this new feature as well, like hide small, hide frozen. So you get to like hide honey pots. You get to like hide things that went down like 99%. So yeah, I mean, look at this, 16 tokens hidden. I mean, if I were to like get out of this, yeah, this is the like.
Oh, this
Yeah, I mean, this will probably like all the clicks I just randomly like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to hide your shame,
Girl says even the founder is getting wrecked. Nice tech. Yeah, this is power to the people. Everyone's on the same playing field when they're using Ape over here.
I mean,
including,
good. It's actually pretty good. It's actually up 100%. Imagine the size is big. Then it's like,
yeah.
Follow along, folks. Follow along. I'm glad to see that some Jupe is in that portfolio as well. I'll bring back Siong live Ape trading. Do you remember when we did that, Siong?
Yeah.
That was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
And then here's the full portfolio view as well, where you can actually look at just your profitable trades. So that way you can not cry yourself to sleep. You can just send a screenshot of this to your mom and be like, "No, mom, I'm actually good at trading." That is very nice as well.
This like one bag saved my portfolio. It's mellow. Yeah, it's almost my whole P&L. The rest,
Very cool.
very rich.
So, Joe, for people who have ideas, future requests, feedback on things that can be made better, what is the best way for them to get in touch?
Hit me up on Twitter. So my Twitter is like JoeDoe_. You will know it. Like you hit me up, you request something. If we can do it, it like could be out same day. We really do our best, because I think right now we're still pretty early. The product's kind of where we want it to be. Performance is pretty good. We've been improving like a whole bunch of shit, like our LOs. We've done upgrades of like P&L systems, total unrealized. All these came from user feedback, right? They're like, hey, I like your P&L, but I want to see breakdown of unrealized, realized. Hit me up for DM, we'll make it happen, right?
That's what we like. That's the Jupiter way, my guy. Taking the feedback, making killer products, getting better every day. JoeDoe, everyone go drop Joe a follow if you haven't already. Go spam him J.U.P Index so that people can buy indexes. He's going to hate me for even saying that here, because I think it's going to be a bunch of fucking technical work. But that's the joy of the planetary call. As the host, I have that power. Sorry, Joe. All right. Joe, any last words for the people?
No. Just come. Ape together strong. Let's ape together. Just trade the bus. Check out our latest tweets. We actually just gave out like we treat our VIPs well. So we have this thing now where anyone who did at least 1 mil referral volume, we are like, hey, welcome to the VIP club. We just gave them back like 100% in their fees earned. So it's like, I think the top guy got something like 27K back.
wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's like we are already the cheapest platform. If you're a good referrer, instead of good cat, it's like good ape, right? So if you're a good ape, you've referred friends, you'll be doing well here, man. Yeah.
Very cool. Excellent. Love to see it, Joe. Thanks for coming out, my guy. We'll see you soon.
Cheers, guys.
Peace, brother.
Actually, the index thing is actually very cool. Like, like for people like me, like if I can just buy the index, don't have to worry about anything, that'll be cool. Like, like I don't want to follow all the top AI tokens, but like there's like one way for me to just like buy one token that cover all the AI tokens.
It would be sick. It would be sick. Joe's now got some work to do. This is why you got to be wary when Kash invites you or Siong invites you onto the planetary call. You might leave with a little bit more work, a little homework afterwards as well.
I mean, the S&P 50 is be cool as well. Like, like all the pump fund token has been doing well. Like, I just want to one click and buy all the 50 tokens. Yeah.
Joe was kind to say that was my idea. It was his branding, though. And I think that it's the branding that really makes it so good here. All right. Let's then quickly talk about, we are already at an hour and a half. Oh, am I back? Not back. We're already at an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll go kind of quickly through the last few sections. Folks, we have, Siong is about to talk about some optimizations that happen on the Jupiter side. I'm going to talk about some alpha for Catstanbul, give you a reason why you have to come. And you want to stick around because we got Catdets Corner. We got Mr. bingbongdiddly going to be talking to us at the very end here. So don't go anywhere. But Siong, tell the people what peak performance looks like. And it's not just you lying down on a couch.
So yeah, I think this, I mean, like, I'm not sure how much people know about like how transaction work on Solana. So on Ethereum, it's actually very easy. You look at the transaction size, like actual like size, like byte size. Then you fit those in like a block and like, you go through, right? On Solana, it's very different. We look at CU, we call it compute units. Every slot is 48 million compute units. So when the block, basically when the slot is full, it will be packed into one slot and go on chain, right? So 48 million per slot. Historically, you can see from here, like about a year ago, like on average, a Jupiter swap transaction takes about 200K compute units. So if you think about it, right, 200K compute units on 48 million, like how many, like what, 4? Like not many. I mean, you can still do a lot, but the thing is especially when the network is congested, like it's harder to pack it on the slots. So one thing that we realized that's like 200 compute unit is not very very optimized for the swap transactions. So since early of the year last year, we've been working on reducing the compute unit. From like you can see on this thing right now, we went from like 180K to like now about 100K per Solana swap per Jupiter swap transactions. It's not like one, it's not like you can see the graph, like it's like a slow improvement over the course of the year. And now obviously it's a lot better. The last huge drop is like we decided to do the whole contract rewrite. So we wrote the whole contract. Everything is the same to the user. They don't have to change anything. Everything is the same for our integrator. They don't have to do anything. Everything is the same for everyone who are building on top of Jupiter as well. So it took us a while to rewrite the contract in the more optimized way. And finally, everything is out. Like over the course of last year, I think like the project took us like about 9 months since we talked about it. So it went from like about 200 something CU per transaction to now about 100,000 CU per transactions. What that means is that like, think about this, right? For the same amount of priority fee that you pay, like now you're getting like, because the way Solana pack transaction, they look at fee per CU. So the more fee you pay per CU, the higher higher prioritize your transaction is. So when we reduce the CU, but if you're paying the same amount of priority fee, now you're actually ranked a lot higher. So if you're looking at this right now, it's actually like, basically your transaction now is ranked almost 2 times as high. I mean, not 2 times as high, like 2 times the prioritized higher than what the Jupiter transaction was before. Even if you're paying half the priority fee before, right, you're actually as good as what the 200K transaction was at. Yeah.
So cheaper transactions more likely to land. You get more priority for the same old bank without changing anything about what you're doing. And anybody who's integrated Jupiter also gets this benefit, which is basically everyone else.
And the cool thing about this is that it's not just like, it's not like we are doing this for Jupiter as well, right? We are actually doing this for the whole Solana ecosystem as well. Like if we look at every single slot right now, Jupiter transaction take up like almost 40% of the slot. So it's like, a lot of people, I mean, it's great that people are doing swapping, right? But at the same time, it's like, a 10% improvement means, we are freeing up like 10%, like almost 4% of the slots. if you look at this right now, like we went from 200K transactions to like 100K CU transactions, right? What it means that we basically free up almost 20% of slots for people to land transactions. I mean, obviously, like, the free out POAP, like, means we can land more Jupiter transaction per slot, and user transaction are being processed much faster. But in the end of the day, like, like obviously we get like some complaints from people in the ecosystem, like, you guys are doing like very inefficient like transaction on Solana. But this is also one thing that we do to help the ecosystem as well. Like, less CU that we are using means more CU for other like dApps and other like people in the ecosystem to land their transactions. Yeah.
So this is good for you as a user because you changed nothing, and now all of a sudden your transactions are even more likely to be included. It's good for all of Solana DeFi because everyone's integrated Jupiter, and now their transactions are also going to get a bit better. And it's better for Solana as a whole because now more transactions can get through. So this is one of those win-win-win kind of situations. Yep. Drop a little W in the chat if you're hyped about this kind of stuff. It's easy to just see this and be like, oh, it's some kind of like technical improvement. It doesn't matter. No, this actually matters for millions of people all around the world on a daily basis who use Jupiter and everything else on Solana. This is better for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I want to shout out to like KV from Tempora. Like he's the guy who built this framework to like really like obviously I don't recommend everyone to start their new contract on the framework because like it's not like the most efficient use of your time. But if you get to the point that you really want to optimize your contract compute unit, you should start looking at it. And we actually helped him to like get it audited as well because we were actually the first major project who adopted the framework and like started using it in a big way. Yeah. I think everyone should start looking at it as well. And I think there's another competing framework as well called Pinocchio. I think everyone should start looking at it as well. I was just looking at it today, like the same token program, which is like everyone's using right now. Every time you send a WSO token, you like receive a USDC token, it runs on the SPL token program. And this guy decided to rewrote the whole SPL token programs. If the foundation went through it, like validate it, like everything is cool, it's backward compatible, like and deploy it as a contract to replace the current SPL token program, we can see like almost 75% improvement. It's amazing, like just one of those things that like I don't think anyone should start with it, but if you are going to write, if you get to the point that your contract is pretty popular, you should start thinking about saving CU because obviously it's good for your users. It's also good for the Solana ecosystem as well. Yeah.
It's good for everybody. This is what I would call good shit. Sorry if your kids are listening. All right. Excellent. This is super cool and I think very much worth celebrating. I saw the W's were flying in. Now we're going to get into the last two segments. I'm going to talk a little bit about Catstanbul with some real alpha. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly because we are a little bit late. So I'm going to monologue for a little bit here. But in the next few minutes, I have one simple goal, which is to convince you, dear viewer, that you must come to Catstanbul. This is not you should come to Catstanbul. This is not like you'll have a good time. This is you must. Oof, almost swore. You must come to Catstanbul. That is my goal. So let's talk a little bit about why that is. If you are coming to Catstanbul right now, please drop a little J for J in the chat so that we know how many folks are actually coming in. So Catstanbul, I think the kind of value prop in my mind, at least, is that this is a true community conference. This is about you in the community. And I see that Molu's coming, Loki's coming, Scarlett's coming, Jawal, Andrew, AJ, DJ Sims, many people. So many of the homies are all coming out. It's going to be great. EP Soul coming and many others. This is a community conference in the sense that it is entirely built around you having the best possible experience. If this is your first conference you've ever come to, which it is for many people, it's actually the first time many people are traveling internationally, which is very cool to see. You're going to have a great time. And there's really three kind of components to this. First, you are going to get an exclusive chance to talk to the entire Jupiter team. Obviously, me, Siong, Joe, Meow, we're up here a lot of the times talking, but there's tons of great people behind the scenes. If you've ever wanted to meet May, Xian, Soju, all these kind of people, all the devs that are doing the hard work day in and day out, you'll be able to meet them here. The community is also going to have a rare chance to meet itself, to meet other community members that maybe you've seen in Discord, you've seen in the Planetary Call chats, you've seen on Twitter. You can actually meet them in real life. And finally, you'll get a chance to meet some other communities as well. So here's how things are shaping up for Catstanbul. First, I want to call out that you're going to be able to build real relationships with the team. All 70-ish people that work at Jupiter, I don't know the exact number, are going to be there, basically. And you're going to be able to talk to all of them. There are going to be deep dives into every product. On day 2, there's going to be a separate room set aside just so the team can go deep into the details. If stuff like compute units gets you excited or intellectually interested, like Siong just went through, that's the place to be. So we'll have small, intimate sessions where you can ask questions, give feedback, all that kind of stuff from everybody on the team, from the devs, the ops, everybody else, all going to be there in one place. And it's a rare opportunity because oftentimes, I mean, people that work at Jupiter and these other types of companies in the ecosystem, they have their own kind of perspectives on things. They have their own understanding, and they're going to be great people for you to meet, to network with for professional reasons, but also, and I say this as somebody new to the Jupiter team, they're just a lovely group of humans. You'll have a good time getting to meet them. And me and Meow are going to be doing a selfie contest. Meow said no to this. Meow's not here. And while the cat is away, the Kash will play. So we're going to do a little selfie contest as well. And whoever gets more selfies is going to win. And the other person is going to owe them a few hundred push-ups. So that is going to be one fun thing on the team side that people should definitely check. Meow was in the chat. I think he maybe went to sleep. Hopefully he did. Okay, cool. So he hasn't seen this yet, so we can keep doing this. Nobody tell him about it. This will just be a surprise, and I will crush it. All right. But so that's on the team side. On the community meeting the community side, the opportunity is to build real friendships with like-minded cats. Listen, if you are coming to Catstanbul, we already know that you care about a few things. You care about decentralization and accelerating the decentralization meta. You care about PPP and helping other people. You care about having a good time, right? You care about trading tokens. You care about the future of finance. All that is happening. These are the people that you need to meet. And we have a bunch of ways that you're going to be able to meet them. We have a talent show at the end of day 1. I'm super excited about this, where you can see what other people are good at, whether it's magic tricks, breakdancing, singing, who knows what else it is going to be. Then we're going to have a fitness contest. Big shout out to the Zero Boys who are putting this on. If I was you, I would start practicing your push-ups, your pull-ups, your planks, and your arm wrestling. A little bit of alpha on that one here, right? You're going to enjoy this one. It's going to be fun as hell. There's going to be some prizes and awards for this. It's going to be a great time. And then there are also going to be parties every night, certainly on day 1 and 2, and some work groups might actually throw some parties the day before in case you're getting into town earlier. So these are the kind of rare social opportunities where you get to actually, meet people in a sustained way. A lot of people are already friends online. Now is the time to kind of meet, consolidate in person, and make new friends, as well as strengthen your existing friendships. But that's not all. The community is also going to be creating the future of the Jupiverse at Catstanbul. There are 7 upcoming votes, folks. 7 upcoming votes. So be prepared. The back half of Q1 is going to be very busy. Lots of votes coming in. You're going to get to learn about all of the votes there. There's going to be a separate room on day 2 where all the working groups and many of the DAO grant recipients will have a chance to tell you about their votes, and you can discuss, you can give feedback, help inform those proposals before they go live on what you would like to see. Because ultimately, the DAO is all here to serve the community. And very excited to say, we're going to start to try regional work groups as well. So the people that come to Catstanbul obviously are people that care a lot about Jupiter. And so if you wanted to contribute, you want to onboard more people into the Jupiverse and into decentralized finance more generally, we're going to have some work groups that allow you to start to do that. So this is where we're going to be looking for talent. And hopefully by the end of Catstanbul, we'll have a bunch of these ready to go. There's already people doing great work on this front. Big shout out to my guy, Duke, who I think I saw in the chat earlier, been doing awesome work. Cassie over in Hong Kong, all the people running the Jupe regional pages around the world, and many more. So this will be a way for you to get that alignment, right? Potentially get some funding from the DAO to continue doing this good work. So that's the future of the Jupiverse. And I'll tell you right now, the future is global. And so this is going to be an essential part of it. Then second to last thing here, not only will you be able to meet the team and make new friendships, not only will you get to make new friendships with people in the community and create the future of the Jupiverse, you will also have a chance to become a part of the Jupiter lore from now and forever. There is a full-ass media room for podcast interviews that you can also use in case you're interested. There are going to be multiple vlog crews going around. So Goatfish is going to be doing a vlog. I think I'll do one. Super Bass, big shout out to my guy Jakey, will be out there. Seb Monty, formerly of the Uplink Working Group, is going to be there, and many others. Hopefully you will come, make your own content, have some fun with it. And I will say right now, we're going to have a documentary crew there as well, who's going to make a highly produced documentary, probably 10 to 15 minutes long, about Catstanbul and what it represents for this kind of turning point for Jupiter. And they'll be interviewing a ton of people who are there at the community, and you can be part of that documentary as well, which I think is pretty sick. Yeah, so there's all of that and much more. I'm sure many people are going to be making content, and you can also be a part of that. Shirag said all the celebs from the Solana Eco are going to be there. Certainly some will, but the real celeb in this is you. This is a community conference first and foremost. You'll notice we have not at all been like, oh, hey, look, XYZ person is coming. That's why you should come. No, you should come because the community is coming and because you are the community. That is the reason to come. The final thing, it's going to be an awesome opportunity to discover new projects and new communities that you might want to join and can learn from. So on day 2, we're going to have an unconference. Day 1 is fully talks largely from the team along with some key partners doing just fucking ridiculous, sorry for swearing, but the announcements that are coming are absurd. You are insufficiently excited about those announcements. I can tell you the future of the Jupiverse is going to change based on what you hear at Catstanbul. I'll tell you that as a fact. But on day 2, we're going to be doing this unconference idea where anybody can come and speak about anything that they're passionate about, whether that is your life experience, your story with Jupiter, maybe it's a project that you're building, maybe you're great at juggling and you want to teach people how to juggle. That is going to be the time to do that. So you'll learn all about people and what they're all about. We have a ton of other communities coming in. AI16Z, which Baoskee was just talking about. Retardio is going to be there. A little bit nervous about that. We'll see how that goes. Those guys are wild. Nub, Chonky, possibly Pengu doing an activation, and many others are going to be there. And there's super teams from all around the world that are going to be joining. So if you're a builder and want to get more involved in your own country after Catstanbul, it's a great time to meet people who are going to be going back to your country and are doing meetups and all things like that. Will it be live streamed? K-Day asks. Oh boy, will it be live streamed? I think we're going to have afterwards, at least like 40 hours of content, possibly more. So please pray for the editor in the chat. Pray for the editors in the chat here. There are going to be tons of live streams. If you can't come, it will be on the Jupiter Twitter and the Jupiter YouTube. We'll probably have 2 different feeds. It's going to get very intense. So all I can say is you definitely should come. If you want to speak at the unconference or you want to perform during the talent show, scan this QR code. Let us know now. If you're not sure, you can also sign up on the day of. We'll have a whiteboard there, so no pressure. But in case you want to get a slot, in case you want to start to prepare some kind of presentation, you can scan this QR code right now and then go. Jao's Hero says, please live stream it. We got denied visa. I am sorry to hear that. We will absolutely be live streaming it. That is absolutely going to be happening. So going to be super, super fun. People should check this out. It's going to be too good. And let me just say, some love to all the people that are making everyone's experience better by putting together some travel guides. So Catstanbul-guide.vercel.app, created by Inkluck, has all sorts of guides on how to hang out in Istanbul, good restaurants to go to, good tourist attractions, all that kind of stuff. I encourage people coming a few days early if you can, in order to be able to experience the city. Istanbul is a beautiful city, the city of cats. And then there are some food and travel recommendations from Cause Medici. Shout out to both of these good cats for helping everybody. So if you are excited about Catstanbul, after hearing all this, please drop a little W in the chat so that I know. Let's see how many people must feel like they must attend right now. Become a part of the lore. Make real friendships. Get to know the team and network with them. Discover new projects and communities. So much good stuff going to be happening over here. The W's are coming too fast. We can't even bring them all up at the same time. That is Catstanbul. You have to come, folks. You have to come. There's no other choice. Siong, what are you most excited about for Catstanbul?
The breakfast.
The breakfast.
Dude, like the last time we were there, remember last time we were there? Yeah. I went to like this random breakfast spot, like I think like downtown or whatever. Like it was amazing. Like this, like a bread that you can dip into the honey with like some kind of cheese. Yeah.
For people that don't know, a Turkish breakfast is really something to be felt. I'm a firm believer that the more plates that are on the table, the more I feel like a king and the more I enjoy it. And a Turkish breakfast comes with like 8 or 9 different plates if you just order that alone. So you'll get whatever dates and olives and honey and halloumi and all this kind of stuff. It's delicious. You're definitely not going to want to miss out on that. So yeah, definitely try to have Turkish breakfast, I think. Tell the
I'm actually looking forward to my thing as well. I don't think I'm doing anything on the main conference. I'll be doing like a small sharing sessions on the second day before the burn. I think, yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, that's not a very small session, my friend. Everyone is going to be watching that. Burning Cat is happening at Catstanbul. As you know, we are working with the artists right now to create it. It's going to blow your goddamn minds. And Siong is going to be doing the inaugural Burning Cat introduction over here. No pressure, buddy. No pressure. I see Nicholas Chen is in the chat. He's going to be there as well, giving some major talks. I don't want to spoil it, but you're definitely going to want to see those as well. Big shout out to my guy, Nick. Okay. With all that said, we've spent a lot of time talking about Catstanbul and all the cadets that are going to be there. Let's meet one of them right now. Please drop a little jam into the chat for my guy, Mr. Bingbongdiddly. Bingbongdiddly, how you doing? I can never call you Cass again, dude.
I know, dude. I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
You are
Cool.
You are here. You are the owner of the greatest @ ever on Twitter. I gotta say, I do love it. I know you have a lot of friends and fans in the audience right now, but for anyone who does not know, Mr. Bingbongdiddly, what is your story? How did you come to J.U.P?
Dude, yeah. I've been using J.U.P for a couple of years now, but I got into the community around last airdrop. That's probably the typical time most people did. And basically I came in and I just like annoyed Slorg until I got something to do. So I was like, yo, Slorg, at Slorg. I hit him up probably 5-6 times before he was like, okay, hey, we need some FAQs. So anyways, I kind of went above and beyond, did this like whole like AI scraping in the chat, got a bunch of FAQs and was like, yo, Slorg, here's like a bunch of pages of just like questions. And then fast forward, I met Julian. I met the CAWG. We all became friends. We started doing the thing. And I mean, now I've been doing this full time for about 7 months now, doing Catdets working group. And yeah, man, feeling pretty blessed. But yes, like Jupiter's definitely changed my life.
Love to hear that. And for people, I think most people would know kind of what the Catdets working group is, but maybe there's some folks who are a little bit newer. Can you tell us what is the Catdets working group?
I think the easiest way to say is we're the community working group. So we help find ways to get cadets interesting things to do, get them voices. I personally work a lot on grants with the CWG to make sure that people can kind of become work groups one day and kind of live their own passions and dreams. So we've done a bunch of those. We do weekly PvP sessions where we actually, those weekly bangers that you guys showed off. We do basically a long form version of that. We do those 3 times a week, and it's basically an hour 3 times a week where we sit down and we show up all the community's content and talk about it, give critical feedback, pump it up, and push it out kind of further. But we do a bunch of different stuff like that. We're really in the Catdets W now, but it's really all about finding ways to get the community hyped up, motivated, and activated, and to shine a light on them.
Love to see it. People are really appreciating your haircut as well, by the way. Drop a little love in the chat for Cash.
I got one, dude. I got one yesterday, actually. So I wasn't sure about it at first, but it's getting a little floofy today. It's okay. I like it.
It looks good. It looks good. So when obviously I think there's few people that have as kind of a close a pulse on the community as you do. I'd love to hear from your perspective. How has the community changed in the last few months? Like, let's say in the last 6 months. Obviously, there was a massive influx during the Jupiverse. As you mentioned, you were a part of it. Many others were. I know Julian was and some others as well. In the last few months, what has changed?
I think a lot of things. People, the quality of content has gotten, I think, exponentially grown. And the amount of really good content on Twitter has increased a lot. So we're seeing a ton of really, really good like community KOLs, I guess, kind of coming out of the woodworks and really getting incredible results. And so I felt that a lot. People are really starting to kind of find their voice in the community. I think we introduced appreciations about 4 months ago now, where you can appreciate anybody in the community, do /appreciate in the Discord chat, and kind of shine a light on that. So I think between that and a few other initiatives and a bunch of things from the community, it's kind of organically, we're definitely seeing like a broadening of kind of people's voices, and people are really stepping up a lot more recently. So it's been really, really positive. I think our community, I mean, it's been a year, right? So you kind of have to find a voice, and that's it's kind of like growing up, right? You have to naturally navigate these things. We've had all these like community sayings and stuff come out. We got Jupe is home now. We have all these things that we're all talking about and chanting around. We've got a little bit of validity in the form of Catstanbul coming up. So now we have like this thing to rally around. But I think the community is really flourishing. I think we're at a really pivotal spot. Yeah.
Love to hear it. Siong, any questions for Mr. bingbongdiddly?
No.
Well, I'll keep going then because I got plenty. So yeah, we hear, there's always these questions around like people who are kind of newer to the community. They come, they see we got whatever 14,500 people watching right now, and they're like, "Wow, this feels kind of too big. I don't even really know where to get started." What is your advice for someone who's kind of just joining? They just got into the Discord last week. This is their first call. Siong is thinking about breakfast, says Wilson. But so yeah, what is your advice for somebody who's new to the community? How do they kind of get engaged? Where should they go? What should they do?
I think it's asking questions. It's kind of getting a feel for everything. Hopping in VC, then hopping in those weekly calls we do. Like we have the PvP call 3 times a week. We've got these workouts now, where you can kind of do the workout and the wellness at Catdets W. So find one of those events to hop into and just kind of like show your face, I guess, or show your like become present, get involved, answer questions, and go in chats, kind of give everybody a feel for who you are. And I think it's super organic, man. There's so many different ways you can do it. Like I think no person's experience is gonna be exactly the same. But really just kind of you kind of do this natural shift from kind of learning initially. You gotta get a feel for everything that's happening to therefore, and then becoming a community ambassador on the other side. So really kind of spreading what you've learned and sharing it out. So yeah, I think it's really, there's a lot of ways to do it, but get involved in X, get involved in our awesome Reddit. Reddit's a really good spot. There's not a ton of voices on there, but it's growing really fast. And so that's a really good place to get noticed, but just make cool content and show up in some of our events.
Very nice. Go to events, ask and answer questions in the Discord, start making content, check out all the different channels. There's your roadmap, Yash, just for you to get onboarded here. All right,
Yeah,
I know we've been going
also,
for
like my DMs are completely open on Twitter and on Discord. So if anybody ever wants help or just like has an idea, just hit me up and I'll try to help you out.
It is literally his job. So this is don't feel guilty
all
about
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's very nice. There was one important question in the chat here. Why bingbongdiddly?
That's a good question. So
I think it was Irish that asked that.
I probably this is probably 10 years ago on Twitch. I made an account with my normal username, which is the Great Oba, which is equally weird. And then that I lost the email for that or something. So I was like, okay, cool. And so bingbongdiddly just came to me, I think. So I did it on Twitch. And then the reason I signed up for Discord is because I had some like Twitch communities I think I was getting involved in. So I just carried it over to I guess X. Yeah. So but yeah, it was just it came to me in a dream, I think.
Sometimes the muses, they just strike. Genius has no explanation really. It just hits.
I was gonna change it actually. I thought I was worried it was like too unprofessional or whatever. And then I spent enough time in Jupiter. I'm like, oh, it's actually something I can use. So I think it's funny.
It's a pro. It's definitely it's an advantage to be Mr. bingbongdiddly. I don't think anyone here on this call is ever going to forget Mr. bingbongdiddly. I'm certainly going to be saying bingbongdiddly all the time from now on with that little southern twang. All right, last question for you, bingbongdiddly, which is, what is next for the Catdets working group?
That's a good question. We're doing Catstanbul pretty soon. We're helping out with Good Cats a little bit, kind of helping out with those things. We've got a bunch more coming onto our website, so we just launched some new documentation on there. But we're working on a bunch of additions to the appreciation bot. This year's gonna be crazy, man. Finding more ways to capture the community and kind of spread it out there. But Catstanbul is our next big unifying event, and then we have a vote coming up. If everything goes as planned in February, which is going to be amazing because then we can get to kind of show off everything we're doing and really push it out to the world.
Fantastic. Please, everybody, drop a little bingbongdiddly in the chat for Mr. bingbongdiddly. Cass, my guy, great seeing you. Can't wait to meet you in person over at Catstanbul.
Yeah, me too. I'm always quite out of touch of a lot of community stuff. like seeing you guys doing all the great work, amazing. Yeah.
I was gonna say one more thing, and the thing I'm most excited about for Catstanbul is the fact that I can sit down with people and actually have like a real conversation with them. Like I really look forward to having like to sit down with people and having like an hour, 2 hour long conversation, and with so many different community members that I know. But you just get this, I think, different feeling when you sit down with a person and really have one-on-one or a one-on a few people conversation. So I think there's gonna be a lot of really fun times.
Yep.
Nothing like it. Yes, thank you so much. Please enjoy all the bing
Thanks,
bongs
Kash.
in the chat. We'll catch you later, man.
Bye, guys.
Peace, man.
Bye.
Love Catdets Corner. My favorite part of the whole goddamn show. Sorry, I keep swearing. Fuck. Anyway, we can start to wrap it up here, folks. We're at 1 hour and 45 in. We have here for you the not so surprised POAP. Please do check it out. Precision, best artist on Solana, always has been, always will be. You can scan this QR code. You need to have at least 50 J.U.P staked. Give us your Twitter, your Discord, so we know you're a real human being. And there you go. We'll leave this up for a little bit. The link is over there in YouTube as well. Folks, today we covered a lot of ground. A lot of stuff happened in the Jupiverse. Hit 1 million views on the YouTube channel. Compute units came out. We got to hear from Baoskee from Daosdotfun, one of the most interesting projects. We premiered Bangers Only. So go out there, create some content. Maybe you can be in Bangers Only next week. We got to hear about, from Ape Pro. I tried to make an argument for Catstanbul that hopefully was kind of persuasive. And then, of course, Mr. Bingbongdiddly here at the end. It has been a fun one.
You missed my CU session as well.
Did I not say CU session as well? Oh, the highlight of the call. How could I forget? We got to hear about how Siong and the rest of the team not only made Jupiter better for users, but also for all of Solana, doing the Lord's work, which I think is pretty great. How do you feel, Siong?
Good. It's a long call.
Long call. It's 7 a.m. in the west coast of America, but it's like 1 a.m. for you now or something like that. So
yes.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that, we'll call it to a close here. Thank you, everybody, so much for coming out. Always a pleasure to see you. Go follow J.U.P Uplink, the producers of this call. Go follow Siong. Go follow me. Go follow Jupiter. Maybe say hi to the intern. I don't know. Do what you like. That is going to be all for us. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Goodbye, my friends.